Now, the story behind our final destination was definitely a first for our entire crew. Steve Smith is going to take us to a place that just might be our portal to the future, a place where no man has gone before. So we're going to head to the Cryonics Institute in Clinton Township, where they're hoping to unlock the secrets to life after death.
You got to do something with your body when you die. You can get buried, you can get cremated, and you can get frozen. Guarantees come with burial and cremation. Guarantee if you get buried, you'll rot, and if you get cremated, you're going to be ashes. With freezing, it may work, it may not work.
Cryonics was first conceptualized in the 1960s by Robert Ettinger. He got the idea from a science fiction novel, and in the 1970s opened the Cryonics Institute.
Incorporated in 1976. And the first patient was in 1977. And from 77 till 85, we've only had that one patient, or until 87, we only had one patient. And then in 1987, we got a second patient. And then from there on, it started about 6 or 8 patients a year, and currently we've got 151 patients.
Today, roughly 400 people have opted for cryonics worldwide. The Cryonics Institute also preserves pets and DNA samples.
We got anywhere from just your average blue-collar worker and doctors, lawyers, mechanics, college students. It seems to me that we're getting a lot more younger members. When I first started here, most of our members were middle-aged to older. Now we're getting a lot of people in their 20s that are joining.
Cryonics involves a vitrification process. The body is cooled in an ice bath. The blood is removed and replaced with a solution that helps protect the brain and body tissue. Then the body is frozen to a minus 196 Celsius and placed in a storage unit filled with liquid nitrogen.
The storage units are like a giant thermos bottle. You could look at them that way. They don't run on electricity. It's liquid nitrogen that keeps them cold, so we replenish the liquid nitrogen once a week.
So far, cryonics is unproven.
No mammal, nothing has ever been revived from being frozen, down to liquid nitrogen temperatures. They have vitrified rabbit kidneys and then thawed them and then transplanted them back into the rabbit, and the rabbit survived, the kidney functioned. The Department of Defense right now has a big program. They are trying to freeze organ banking. I think they're putting $10 million into it, to the different teams. When they're successful doing that, the human body is nothing more than a lot of organs put together. So if they're successful doing that, then I would see that actually reviving humans is the next step.
Zawacki says even though no humans have been revived yet, he's optimistic that technological advances will make it possible in the future.
I don't know if it'll ever even work. I think that it should. I'm more optimistic. If you just look back at time, organ transplants 100 years ago, you couldn't do that. Now you can do them. Cloning, that wasn't possible. Stem cells and regenerating tissue and things like that, and the 3D printing, that was unheard of, but they're doing it. And so what's it going to be in another 50 years or 100 years? You see how fast technology advances. Like,
say a person died of cancer and they came up with a cure for that specific cancer. Is that the time that you would try and revive them and then administer the drug or whatever the treatment is?
There's a lot of things that have to take place other than just cure that cancer. There's going to have to be repairing the freezing damage, and you're going to have to be able to cure what they died from, the disease, treat the disease, and you're also going to have to stop aging or reverse it, but at the very minimum stop it, because if a person's older and you revive them just to die of old age again quickly, there's no point.
The Cryonics Institute requires a membership fee and $28,000 to $35,000 to preserve your body. Zawacki recognizes there are skeptics and a lot of questions still to be answered, but adds,
logically, it wouldn't make any sense to do anything else, because nothing else gives you the option of a possible revival.